So what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today what I'm going to do is a little bit better explanation of shock settings and how they can help you out on the street and the track if you're doing no prep, back of the track racing, or if you're doing prep. Like, I mean, when I say no prep, I mean you're on a concrete surface at a track that's usually prepped, but they either scraped it or didn't put any prep down at all, and you got to burn out and put your own rubber down. Or if you're doing a street style where you're on an asphalt surface, the back of the track, and how you're going to try to get down there. Now, so this is just shock settings. Okay, there is power management that go along with this. So shock settings alone is not going to let you go down, or not going to get you down the way you want it. You kind of got to, test and tune your vehicle to get it on whatever type of surface you want to get it down. But for me, because everybody's car is different, but this would be a good set point, especially if you got an F body, especially if it's a third gen F body. Now, I didn't figure all these things out alone by myself. I did have help from my friends in North Carolina and some from my friends here in Texas too, as well, especially with the no prep stuff, because that's a lot of what they do here. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below and let me know what you think about this video and some of the other videos. So I've already drew a picture of a shock on the board. This over here is an R and an E. That's going to be your rebound and your extension. Hopefully you got dual shocks or dual adjustable shocks. Okay, if you got single adjustable shocks, ain't not too much you can do. It's set from the factory. However those clicks is, that sets the ratio. If you don't have any adjustments, well, it kind of is what it is. But so the best thing for drag racing, I mean, single adjustables are okay, but if you really want to fine tune your suspension, you definitely gonna need some dual adjustables. All right. So one of the most common things that kind of confused me at the beginning when I was first getting into dual adjustables was the R for rebound, or some shocks may say E for extension. Okay, and then it's gonna be C for compression. Now, the best way I can explain it, there's plenty of videos out there. I just figured I'd throw my 2 cents into the hat, right? Throw my 2 cents into the ring. So the best way I can explain it was E, or which makes more sense, or rebound, or which makes more sense, E, is extension. This is your shock body, right? From here to here, that is your shock body, right? That's not going to be moving. Okay, what's going to be moving up and down or whatnot is this part up here, right? So when it says extension, it is extension or rebound is how far the shaft, right? So here, shock shaft. That's what I'm going to call it anyway. Is how far this is going to come out of the body. So extension or rebound is how far, not how far, right? How fast, that's what I said. How fast that shaft is going to come out of that body. So how fast this is going to extend this way, right? From whatever its normal settings is to where it extends, right? Compression is how much your setting is gonna let this go down. So compression, I brought compressor. Compression is how much that shaft is gonna go back into the body. Now, get into when you're going down the track and launching. What controls what? What do you need to adjust to have a good launch, and what do you need to adjust to have your car sticking to the track, going down the track? All right, so here's what I noticed over the years, okay? And here's what seems to work for me, what I figured out, and what people helped me figure out. Was the extension / rebound. That is for your launch, right? The initial hit. And compression that's what's gonna keep your keep your car or your tires planted to the track, going down the track. Now, when I say this, I'm talking about the rear end. So compression is what's gonna keep your tires on the track. Okay, so extension, okay, is gonna be for your initial hit and your launch. Your compression is gonna keep your tires on the track. So, what kind of settings you got? So I have Vikings. I have Vikings on the back of my car. Right, I'm just at the back right now, not even talking about the front. So I got Vikings on the back of the car. Okay. So for me, it depends on what you're doing. Okay, let's start with prep surface. So if you got 18 clicks, now you're gonna need to dial it in and test and tune, right? If you got 18 clicks, just for testing it out, and this also depends on what tire you got. You got a radial, you got a slick. That's a whole nother story, but making it short, if you're going on a prep track, just put a radial on. And if you're on a no prep surface, you can do either or, but a slick will probably be better. So we'll just go with radial on a prep track, right? So if it was me and what I did for mine, if my car had 18 clicks for a rebound, I'm gonna start in the middle at 9 clicks. Almost like I wrote chicks. 9 clicks. Right? And then for compression, here's the trick for compression. If it's 18 clicks, I'm gonna go full 18 and I'm gonna back it down 2 clicks. So you might as well just say 16 clicks for mine. So I got 16 clicks. Almost full stiff. Just so y'all know, when I say clicks, what I mean is turning these knobs one way or another. The softer it is, you would turn it towards the minus sign, but this way it would be counterclockwise, and you will hear and feel when it clicks. Okay, because what you want your car to do on a radial surface or a really good prep track, what you want your car to do is separate. Okay, not squat. Okay, you either squat and stuff for no prep. Separating on a prep surface. What you want your car to do is when you are launching, you want your rear end, your tires. If this is your tire and this is your fender, you want your tire to do this on the back. You want your tire to get shoved into the ground, not too hard because you're gonna bounce the rim off of the concrete or whatever. But see, air pressure and all this comes into play too. But you want your car to separate, and you want to plant that tire, and that's what that rebound is going to do, right? The more you loosen it up, depending on whose shocks you have. For me, I have Vikings. The lower the clicks in are, the faster it's going to separate, okay? And the more it's going to extend that shock and get there, okay? The compression settings, if you have it stiff, it's going to stay there as it go down the tracks. The softer this is, the lower clicks it is, the more it's going to want to rise back up. Okay, and if it rises back up, that means your tires are coming away from the track. And that's when people start spinning the further they get down the track. Okay, so that's where I would start at. Okay, and then fine tune it from there. If it's hitting too hard, if you slow down the video and you see that it's hitting too hard, as in you have somebody take a video of your car and you see your rim dang near smack the pavement, you like, oh, then your extension, the rebound is probably too much, and you need to tighten it up so it doesn't extend it too far. So you need to raise these clicks up. Okay. So that's for a prep surface, right? This is where I would start at, and then you go from there. All right. But generally speaking, on your compression for track purposes, you're gonna want to count it on the stiff side, okay? But this is just for the rear of your car only. I'm not talking about the front yet, just for the rear, okay? If you street your car and you got that compression up, yeah, you're gonna feel it going down the road, and you might want to soften it back up to go down the road, you know what I mean? But for going down the track, stiff compression, kind of in the middle on the rebound, and then work your way from there. Do you need it to be softer? Do you need it to be firmer? Once you get your compression down in, you're really only messing with your rebound or extension from there. Okay. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. This is part 1 of adjusting your rear shocks. Stay tuned for part 2, where we're going to talk about adjusting the front shocks for a prep surface. And then we're going to talk about adjusting both on a no prep surface. So if you haven't already, comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. And we're supposed to go to the track today, but it's too cold. So we'll see. There's a big race next weekend. Maybe old girl can make it down at Texas Motor Complex. So we'll see how that goes. Or is it just Motorplex? I don't know. Comment down below. Have a good one.